Hi and welcome to Rockin' the Planet. I'm Shane. I'm so glad you could join me here tonight to help celebrate all that's great about New Zealand music. And we continue our celebration of New Zealand Music Month with a brand new CD release from Kiwi rock legend Larry Morris. Also joining us is talented singer-songwriter and frontman for the Who Tribute Show, Irishman Ronan Kavanagh. So welcome, Ronan Kavanagh.
Thank you very much.
Such a pleasure to welcome an Irishman onto the show. My mum's out there watching. She's going to love this. And you are from Dublin originally, is that right?
Yes, originally from Dublin, yeah. It's lovely to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And now you've brought your music to live here in New Zealand?
Yes, we have, yeah. Just a couple of years ago we moved here. Moved to Wellington first, and now we're living up in Auckland, so enjoying it.
You picked the right place.
Yes.
Auckland's a bit more happening. Sorry, Wellingtonians. But, no, it's a real pleasure to meet you, and I know you've done some great things. I'm in awe of actually the people that you've worked with overseas, and you've worked with people, my heroes really.
Yeah.
You could name them: Jeff Beck.
Jeff Beck I've worked with.
Brian May.
Yes.
I can go on, the list goes on and on.
Yes.
People from Bad Company.
Yes.
All the Free, everybody. I mean, all the great rock artists.
Yes,
and,
I've been very, very lucky, yeah.
And you were singing with all these guys?
Yes, yeah, all of these guys played tunes with. I recorded with Jeff Beck, and this guitar here was gifted to me by Jeff, which was fantastic, a real calendar day.
It's a beautiful guitar, actually.
It is a beautiful guitar,
It's handmade Japanese.
Yeah, handmade for Jeff, and then he gifted it to me just before the Simply Red tour, which was a big European tour that we did, and I said I'd forever, be a precious guitar for me. He said, nope. He said, you have to play this every night, which I duly did.
He must have held you in very high esteem.
I think he did, yeah.
So
we did.
Have you, when you say you work with him, have you been on the road with him or at all?
No, we spent a few days in Metropolis Studios in London with Andy Wright, producer, who's a world-renowned producer. And actually, him and Jeff won a Grammy together on the album that we sang on. Yeah. Unfortunately, there was no lyric on the album; it was just all instrumental. Yeah. But at that time, it was just manic, and it was just amazing to be there, just in a room with the guy for a week. It was just fantastic.
Amazing, just to see how he works. And how he plays. I mean, I did meet Jeff Beck once in London. And we were actually standing next to each other having a pee at a speakeasy club. Probably too much information for you. I didn't know it was Jeff Beck till I looked around and went, it's Jeff Beck standing next to me. I didn't even speak to the guy. I was in awe,
Did he say stage fright?
Yes, some sort of fright, yeah. You would have thought a strange fellow talking to me here at the urinal. Anyway, but he's always been a hero of mine, my favourite guitar player, and don't you miss London?
Massively, yeah, massively.
And the people you were
working with? Well, and especially my friends, of course. Yeah. Things move on, and it's hard. We're bringing up children now, myself and my wife. We're late starters, to be fair, but we're still...
No, your lovely wife, she's not a Kiwi girl. I thought maybe you married a New Zealander, but...
No, Swedish girl, yeah.
But she came over here?
Yeah, she was a teacher here for many years, and then she moved to London with me.
So that's the Kiwi connection?
Yes. And then we were lucky enough to have Jack, and now a newcomer, Orla. So we were lucky enough to have those two kids now. So we moved here to bring them up.
You couldn't get a better place, I'm telling you.
I think so.
The kids are going to love you for it.
Yeah,
we
don't regret it, but you do miss London. But London's a hard place for children.
But you still, the world's a much smaller place now, so you don't have to worry quite so much. And,
exactly.
And you're going to go home for trips and everything. And as far as gigging goes, I believe you're going to bring some of the great guys over here to do some gigs.
Now this is just brand new news. So, fortunately, with Top Line Entertainment and Steve Tree, we're bringing over Rick Wills of Foreigner on bass guitar, and also
you hear that, Rick Wills of Foreigner.
Yeah, and also the Small Faces and Bad Company, and Dave Booker Caldwell, my dearest friend, who was the guitar player for Bad Company for 14 years. So, and we're doing a tour called Rocksteady, which is going to take in all the classics from Foreigner and Bad Company and Free.
Wow, and you'll be vocalising?
Yeah, I'll be fronting the whole thing.
And this is going to go right through the summer.
Right through the summer,
gigs.
From top to tail. We're going all the way up to Russell, all the way down to Invercargill.
So this will be early 2018?
Yeah, very early. So we start on January the 2nd in Russell.
Yeah.
Then Mangawai on the 3rd, and off we go.
And all great gigs.
Yes, and it'll be all there on the website. We'll set up a Facebook page as soon as it's all official news.
I can't wait. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Brass knobs on and all that.
Yeah. We'll look after you.
Yeah, please. It's going to be amazing. Maybe you want a support act. Steve Tree from Top Line Entertainment. Are you out there? Anyway, it's all going to be fantastic. You've got a great future here. You know, see, this is your entrepreneurial skills are working. You're going to get things happening here.
Yes, God, yeah.
You've also already recorded since you've been back. You write a lot of songs of your own. Let's have a look at that song. It's called Rescue Me.
Whoa, na 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 na, yeah, yeah. Whoa, na 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 na, yeah, yeah. Not the best soul that ever swam the shore, not even close to what I'm looking for. For my strength, I keep on treading the boards, getting closer to where you are. Now I saw you as you slipped on by. I thought if I'd reach out, I might catch your eye. The light in the distance might guide me home, closer to where you are. And if love is like the ocean, it's breaking over me with your faith and devotion. Cover me in high times, rescue me when the light shines, 'cause I'm anchored here for all to see. Rescue me, oh, rescue me. Whoa, na 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 na, yeah, yeah. Whoa, na 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 na, yeah, yeah. It's true, I once forgot what I was looking for. Badly broken and beaten by the ones who came before. Left me washed up here upon the shore, closer to where you are. Now you know you can't live your life in a day. It's true, there's always something better far away. The day will come when I will stay closer to where you are. And if love is like the ocean, it's breaking over me with your faith and devotion. Cover me in high times, rescue me when the light shines, 'cause I'm anchored here for all to see. Rescue me, oh, rescue me. Whoa.
Rescue Me, Ronan Kavanagh. Fantastic. What a beautiful song. Look, I told you, it's so catchy.
Thank you very much.
And you've done a good version. It's on Gray Bartlett's CD. You've taken on a mammoth task just recently. You're going to be doing a Who tribute show.
That's
right
great,
throughout
yeah.
New Zealand.
Yeah.
And you're working with Steve Tree again from Top Line Entertainment, which is fantastic stuff. The man is doing wonders for the New Zealand music industry.
Yep.
And he's getting the bands out there and gigging and looking after the gigs. He's doing well.
Which is really
so.
good.
That's a hell of a vocal job.
It is.
The Who.
And to make it even harder, we're also doing Steve Marriott of the Faces and the Small Faces.
Well, I went to
which
their
are wonderful songs.
I went to their concert here in 1966 at the Town Hall, Auckland Town Hall, for Who and the Small Faces together.
Yes.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
So basically, and the songs, Tin Soldier.
Tin Soldier.
But as I say, it's a mammoth task. You've taken on the vocal work of Roger Daltrey.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, there's ballads, there's the biggest scream on any rock record I've ever heard. We Won't Get Fooled Again. What?
That's right, yeah.
And so how are you finding that? Easy? Okay, you're working?
Yeah, it's been a lot of rehearsing. It's so difficult. And when you sit down and actually go through the songs, lovely to sing along to, you know, and that sort of thing. But when you actually have to physically do it properly, it's a lot of work.
And who else is in the band with you?
So we've got Ivan Glissini.
Ivan's great.
Yeah, Ivan's fantastic. Dave Hartley on bass, Bruce Madden on keyboards, Steve Tree on drums, and myself singing.
Is Steve going to be able to keep up, you reckon?
I don't know,
Keith Moon stuff?
Yeah. We're feeding him a lot of protein and helping him.
Well, they're both mad. Keith Moon was mad, and so Steve Tree, so...
Yeah.
Steve Tree is here, by the way. If you see anything fly across the screen a bit, it might come across it. But, well, it seems you're off to a flying start since you've been back, you know, since you've come to New Zealand.
Yes, we're getting there, yeah.
And I think you're going to be a great addition to the entertainment scene here in New Zealand.
Thank you very much.
I really wish you the best with everything, and I hope we get time to catch up and socialise and
absolutely
and make friends. And I'm coming to your gigs anyway.
Yeah,
coming to support you.
Yeah,
you come along to my gigs, we'll do the same.
Absolutely,
well, it's been a real pleasure, mate.
Yeah, and lovely meeting you.
Welcome to New Zealand.
Thank you very much.
You're a Kiwi now.
Thank you very much.
My next VIP guest is celebrating over 50 years in the New Zealand music business. And like me, he's got nothing to show for it. No, I just jest. But it's a real pleasure to bring you a dear friend, and I've known him for most of those 50 years, I think, Mr. Larry Morris. Rock and roll in New Zealand wouldn't be the same without you.
How are you, bro?
Good to have
Lovely
you
to
here,
see
mate.
you, Shag.
Yeah, Shag. Oh, you're still using that one, are you?
Yeah, well, yeah.
You're looking well, mate.
Thank you, mate. I
Yeah, good
feel
on you.
wonderful, yeah.
And I believe, look, you've got brand new CDs coming out.
I have, yeah.
2.
Yeah, new wife.
And the new wife, well, I'm going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
Are you mellowing or something? You've recently got married, I'd say recently, what, a year ago or something?
Yeah. And don't do any drugs anymore. Stopped all that.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, I'm going overseas touring and it's too risky.
Yeah.
And I decided the best way was to stop everything.
Yeah.
So I did.
Well, plus, as you get older, I'm the same. You can't do what you used to do.
No.
As far as
be alive.
having a drink and party and all the rest
That's
of it.
right, yeah.
The body doesn't quite recuperate
Yeah.
as fast as it used to.
Well, you can still do those leaps and land on your knees, though, which
No, I've stopped doing the knees now.
I'm glad.
Only because I'm waiting for the big crack.
Yeah, that's what I was... I've
help
always
me out.
worried about that, because you...
But we're still leaping around.
I bet you, yeah.
Well, what are you? I'm a leprechaun. I'm Irish, mate. It's the Irish in me.
Classic, yeah.
I can't help myself.
No.
But you're looking well, and
I feel
you're busy
great.
as ever.
Yeah.
Your brand new CD. One's called 13.
Yep.
And that's a compilation as well.
Yeah, that's the one. We asked all the
There it
people who
is.
come to our live gigs to pick a song of all the covers we do,
Yep.
and then we'll come up with 13 songs for an album. And so we did, and these 13 songs are all songs that people who come to our live gigs have suggested, and we put them all together and figured out which ones were the... And we got Richard Arnaru, my mate Richard, who you know well, my guitar player Richard, he's produced it, like you produced the Here and There album. Dick Reed did a lot of the work. We recorded all the tracks at Dick's studio in Henderson. It was very quick to make, very easy to make, and very, very financially viable.
Oh, it is now. These days it's
And
simplified.
we'll actually be the first CD. The last one, Here and There, I lost about 25, 30 grand in reality.
Yeah, I know. It
This
costs a lot of
one,
money.
we'll actually get our money back within about 3 years of selling these things at gigs for $20 each. And the thought of actually doing a record and getting your money back and not being in debt to the label and that is just a thrill, you know.
Now, the CD I'm interested in is an anthology as well.
Yep.
Because this is a collection of songs from your past career since you went solo, right?
Yep.
Now, this would be 1969 onwards, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
When you and I, Ron, come on.
Yeah, together.
69
Do What You Gotta
together.
Do's on there, which was the last, one of the Rebels hits.
Yes.
I felt that we had to put a Rebels one on there.
That's
and
fine.
Do What You Gotta Do's not on any other compilation, so
Is that right?
Grant decided on that, and
There's one here called The Hunt, I remember.
I hate that song.
Yeah,
but,
and you hate that, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that's the Cliff Richard and the
Yeah,
Shadows.
yeah.
And Grant insisted that be on there, and because this is Grant Galander's project, Frenzy Records, I went along with everything he wanted to do because he's a neat guy, and we can all be proud of what
He's supporting New Zealand music.
Oh, and he's done yours, me, Alison Durbin,
It's gone through
Quincy
everybody.
Conserve.
The Rumour, I think he did one.
The Rumour, yeah.
All those guys.
We owe him a lot, actually, Grant.
Yeah, he's a historian. And
Unsung
he's
hero.
documented all the songs that you've recorded.
Yeah.
Some of them you don't want to know. I mean, there's a couple of mine I didn't really want to know about.
Yeah.
But he insists on putting them on there.
Yeah, was
So
Cuddly Toy
collectors-
one of those?
No, it was a song called "I'll Take You With Me," written by Ray Columbus, actually.
Oh, okay.
And I never liked it, but he insisted
I'm
it
glad
had to
you
go
didn't
on
go
there.
with him.
He had to go on there,
Yeah.
But that's how it works out, and he's doing a great job. And so you'd be very proud of this. Though.
I
It's
am.
when you see it all there.
Like,
in
when
one
he came around
collection.
last week and gave that to Mum and Dad,
Yeah.
it was just lovely, quite touching.
Yeah, it's got to be lovely.
Yeah.
It brings back a lot of memories too. What about the early days? I mean, I'm not going to go too far into it because what goes on tour stays on tour.
Yeah.
But Larry, we had some great times
We've
out
had
on the
some
road and
wonderful
everything.
times.
We had some great parties.
Oh, and great tours too. Yeah.
And the tours were very successful,
Yeah.
and we packed them in. And there's one particular moment I remember was in New Plymouth. Can I bring this up? You don't mind?
You can
It's
say whatever you like,
It's nothing
mate.
naughty. But this is typical Larry. This was classic Larry. And
I know the story.
in New Plymouth they have a big pool in front of the stage.
The Brooklyn Bowl.
Brooklyn Bowl, I should say, the Brooklyn Bowl. And it's got lilies and water lilies and swans and things swimming in it. And they probably poop in it a lot. But anyway, Larry decided halfway through the gig to dive into that pool. That's fine, but it's not clear, clean water like he thought it was going to be.
No.
Suddenly, the slime monster from hell tried to climb out. He jumped in and he came to us and he said, "Help!" And this big slimy green thing put his head out and his arms up. And everyone went, "Ah!" And you stunk.
I know,
because
I
it
did
was
stink.
rotten in there. And I've never forgotten that moment, seeing you come out of that with the green slime covering.
Yeah. Well,
And,
I was hiding behind a fish and chip
Oh,
bag. Remember?
That was Smith's Crisp.
Smith's Crisp.
Spectacular.
And I was hiding behind that and trying to get you, breaking you up.
It was
Because
hollow.
you could see me, but the audience couldn't see me.
Yeah, it was made of canvas.
That's
and
right.
It was painted up like a big crisp
And I was
bag.
trying to get you off your lines, but
You were.
And so I thought, bugger, I need to do more than this. That's why I dived in. But what a mistake!
But before
dived
that,
into a
you
pool of
barged
shit,
me a few
literally.
times. People said, "What's going on there?" I was trying. You're not the only cuddly toy.
That's right. Oh, very funny. It's the silly-
But they were pranks you played on everybody, and we played pranks on everybody.
Yeah.
In those early days. And,
Yeah.
the go-go dancers had a life of hell.
Only about it was 7 or 8 years ago when we were on the Best of the Best tour.
Oh, that's another one.
I put your knickers on the bus on the windscreen wiper, and I just put them on there, thinking that no one would know. It was an in-crowd sort of joke, but of course, as is the way, the clouds opened up, the skies opened up. It rained. The bus driver puts the wipers on, and now Shane's knickers are going back and forth across the.
My G-string, actually. And everyone said, "What's on the window?" Oh, there's Shane's G-string. He's doing his washing.
Yeah.
Larry's
very
doing
funny.
his washing.
The funny things you do.
The things we did. Yeah, it was lots of gags and fun. But anyway, and we could go reminiscing for hours upon hours. And I know our producer will tell me over and over and over, "Don't, just keep reminiscing."
Yeah.
And that's Gerard Smith, of course. He reminisces all the time. But it's just so good catching up with you, and I wish I could talk to you more. I only know it's just we haven't got a great deal of time.
No, I
but
understand.
I'm going to squeeze it in. Now, you've got some gigs coming up.
Yeah.
To promote the album.
Yes, indeed.
Let's get those in so people know where to go and see you.
This is going to be on after tomorrow night because tomorrow night I'm in Grey Lynn at the RSA there. We're actually the album will be released there officially.
That's your launch.
And the following Sunday, which is I believe the 21st of it is May, we're at the Dog's Bollocks.
So 21st of May, and that's an evening gig?
No, that's from 2 till 5.
Okay.
In the afternoon.
Okay.
And everyone's invited. Come on down. The band won't be there, but because the lads live in Rotorua, but I'll be there, and I'll be doing half a dozen of the songs. Richard's done
with the tracks.
Yeah, he's given me the tracks without the lead vocal so I can do that. But it's just to you know how it is.
Social gathering.
And if we can sell a few CDs, it'd be lovely to get the album in the charts again, and we're trying to get it into the warehouse, but they're hard. It's like pulling teeth, those people.
Well, it's funny. I went into the warehouse the other day, just doing a bit of shopping for Mother's Day, actually, and I had tight ass. Sorry, Mum. But I went in there looking for a pair of trousers for her that I wanted to get. And while I was in there, I thought I'll check out the record store, that part. It's gone. There's nothing left. The CD world is almost over.
It's almost over.
The actual physical CD thing.
Yeah.
You've got to buy it online, everything now. So
yeah, and they say that
Changing
it's
times.
only about another year or so away. There'll be no CDs. They'll be all on sticks.
Yeah, things
You
like
get
that.
your new album on a stick.
Yeah, a little stick, We made a little picture of the artist or something stuck to it.
Right.
Sticky and stuck.
Yeah.
But so it's all been changing well. We've seen it all.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first started buying records, I was 78s.
Right.
Now, Larry, is there anything you'd change after all these years of how you've did it?
Yeah, I wouldn't go to prison again, Shane. That's the one thing I'd change. And if I had the chance again, I wouldn't have left Larry's Rebels.
At that time?
I wouldn't have done it. And I would like to think that we would still actually be together. All the guys are still alive, and we'd be on about our 19th, 20th album by now, That is my biggest regret in music, was leaving the band. But, I did it for what I
Yeah.
believe to be the right reason. I think what Benny and Russell did was wrong, and I stuck fat, but whereas I shouldn't have, because
Was it
the only
them
people who, yeah, that was them. And the only people who got hurt was the guys and me.
Yeah.
Long term, but when I say I'm going to do something, especially when I'm put on the line like that, and I actually said to Benny and Russell, if you don't,
This is Benny Levin and Russell Clark, who were your managers.
yeah,
Just make it
and
clear.
I said if you do not, they'd got accommodation in Whitianga for themselves and left us in the back of the bus. So we were to come out and shower and shave with cold water and everything, and we're the stars of the show. And I went looking for them, not knowing where they were.
Yeah.
Discovered they were booked into this flash hotel in Whitianga, and so I gave them an ultimatum. I said, unless you guys get a hotel suite for me and the guys within the next hour, tonight will be the last time I ever sing with Larry's Rebels. And they didn't believe me, and they said, oh, don't be silly. And so I did it, and I walked, and it's my biggest regret. But, you know...
But at the same time, they helped you become a household name as Larry Morris as well.
Well, I didn't realise this either. If I had a thought about that, that would have put me off doing it. But for them, it was great because they all of a sudden now had two acts. They had the Rebels who were going on with Glenn Mason in front, and of course My Son John was a massive hit for them with Glenn, the first single for them with him. And Russell had me now as a solo artist, and he did the Bad Moon Rising thing, which was very clever. And got me out there in front as a solo artist.
And you got you on
launched
Come
me.
On. We were both on Come On.
And so now they've got two revenues.
Turned you into a teen idol type thing, you know, as they did.
I mean, I'm grateful for all that, but that is my biggest regret in music.
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah,
with that,
I wish I'd never left the band. And I believe in my heart that we'd still be together, because the thing about Larry's Rebels was it was a drug-free band. Yeah. The guys were all anti-drugs, and I mean heavily
and
anti.
And you had grown so much in about 3 or 4 years. The band had really
and we were very much like brothers.
And you'd done Australia.
Yeah. 2 years over there, just working every weekend, and I have no doubt in my heart we would have been together, and I wouldn't have gotten any trouble, because that was the no-no with the Rebels, and it was a thing that was discussed openly among us, and that was the rule. We will not go down that track. And we were watching people who can remain nameless going down that track, and we talked about it. John Williams and Nookie and I can remember the discussion in our house in Toorak, and that's not us, eh? And we had a pact.
Yeah.
Of course, when I left the band, I don't know, I'm not making up excuses here, my own insecurities, naivety and everything.
Naivety is the word, because I was naive at the same time. We had a lot of fun, we were
mistakes.
partying, but we were quite used by the management and the people that were in power.
Yeah.
They were making all the money.
Well, we were paying the contract that I have since seen, and my father was disgusted with it, we signed, was we were giving Benny Levin and Russell Clark, Benny Levin Promotions, 40% of every single dollar we earned.
And there was
five of us, so we were getting 12% of the total income each.
Yeah.
And still making good money, but imagine the money Clark and Levin were making. Now, we couldn't wait to sign the contract.
So when they had you separated, they had Larry also making money and the band making lots of money.
That's right.
Anyway, look, we could talk for a long time about Larry's
We could go
Rebels
on for years.
But I mean, it's fascinating stuff, and maybe I have to have you back and talk for half an hour at least. But right now, I've got a clip of Larry's Rebels as we remember them, and it just shows where they were at. They were just fantastic, and it was called "Let's Think of Something," written by Roger Skinner.
Yep,
I believe.
Roger, yeah.
And it's a beautiful little clip. History, it just immortalised history, guys.
Thank you.
Here it is, Larry's Rebels.
Let's think of something we can talk about. Let's think of something we might do. The song I hear is just a melody, a song especially for you. Look up, my young friend, I feel like I'm in yesterday. The door is open if you decide to go your way.
something. Larry's Rebels. Weren't they a cool band? Yes, sir. Larry, I don't think you should have left there.
No, I did. I shouldn't have. Mate.
No, I'm only joking.
No, it's cool.
You've done some great things in your time, and you've moved on, and that's life.
That is life.
And you've left a great collection of music, fantastic music. The Hunt.
Yeah.
Is that? That's your cuddly toy.
Yeah, that is my cuddly toy. Yeah.
But anyway, you've got some gig coming up. Like we just repeat where it is. It's the Dogs Bollocks. They go along and see Larry.
Yeah, 2 to 5 on Sunday the 21st, which is this Sunday week.
Yeah.
And everyone's invited, and come along, have some fun. Where it's the launch of the CD a week later.
One little thing I've got to mention before we go. You've got a birthday coming up too.
Yeah.
In August.
Yeah, August 4th, Friday, August 4th at the Greyland RSC. My 70th.
It's the big 7-0.
Big
We're all
7-0.
turning 70. There you go.
And
That's a great gig.
that is a great gig.
RSC.
Yeah, RSC, and I'll be singing there with the guys on. It's a bit. What better
August
way
the
to
4th.
celebrate a man's 70th than to sing with your band? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And we've been together 22 years now, Rich and me. and Rob.
Fantastic, mate.
Hey, lovely to see you, Shag.
Good to see you, my old pal.
Look after yourself.
Keep on rocking, as I say.
As you do.
Yeah, you're a good.
As you would.
All right, mate.
Sure do.
Good to have you here.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to have
That's it from Rockin' the Planet this week. I'm Shane. I'll see you same time, same place next week. Until then, keep on rocking.